Okay, so this is the HMI screen, which is the heart of the HMI control system. What we're looking at right now is the home screen. Typically the home screen is going to have the boom, vertical, and trough pressures, as well as the system pressure and then the system hydraulic temperature. There's a load timer for people who want to monitor how long each load takes in automatic. On the home screen, the operator is able to select auto or manual for automatic operation usually, and there's a few choices for feed types. The main thing that the HMI system is using to control the trailer operation is found on the settings screen. So on the settings screen we're able to go to our set point, and this set point is what is used for the system to as a target set point pressure for the boom pressure. And if it doesn't have that much pressure on the boom, it will increase the speed of the trough, and if it's too much pressure, if it gets higher than that set point target, it will actually decrease the speed of the trough. And that's about maintaining the optimum unloading speed for the entire system, and it'll gradually increase the speed of the trough typically as you get through the load to maintain the pressure on the boom and keep everything working at its optimal level. There are quite a few other parameters, as you can see on this screen, that can be set, and that's all about setting the details of how you want the trailer to run. A couple of features that are on this system as well. There's a USB port to be able to do software updates, to be able to use a thing called a manager key, and the manager key is a USB stick that goes in and allows a manager of a fleet manager or whatever to set certain parameters and lock those parameters so the operators themselves can't change it. If it's a new operator, or perhaps you have a fleet of drivers and you won't want everything to run the same way without drivers changing things like the set points. So, and that's why there's two set points there. You can set two different set points and the operator gets to choose between the two if they're locked up. Other than that, the home screen is where people spend most of the time to run the trailer. You're able to monitor the pressures and temperatures and things, and use the remote control as always to move the boom around, and the remote control becomes your single button start and stop to make the system run in the automatic mode. If you switch to manual mode, you have more control, more options to say control the speed of things, and there's a screen dedicated to that. So you can dedicate the trough speed in manual, and you still get to watch your main pressures. There's also a screen, in this case, if you have the system set up to run all the bin control from this controller, you have a bank of air valves to control all the gates for each of the bins on the trailer. We have a row here where you've automatically enabled in auto the system to automatically open each of the bin gates when it's time, and it uses the level sensors, which are reflected on the bottom row, to open each bin when it's appropriate. When the level in the first bin goes empty, it'll open the next bin, and then it'll open the next bin, and so on and so on. If this trailer was full, you'd see a row of greens, and as it emptied, you would see them switch to the red. So the operator would use this screen to set up which bins he wants to run. Right now all 10 are automatically activated in auto, but you could actually set up for just half the load. And the state of whether the gate has been opened or closed is on that middle row. So you're able to know which one has been commanded opened or closed. And usually you would go back to the home screen to monitor the system as it runs and as it unloads. Okay, so this is the cab screen for the cab HMI system, and what this is a extra terminal. Basically it's a slave screen. It communicates constantly with the master screen back on the trailer. This one is mounted in the tractor cab, and we're able to have the very same home screen, so all our pressures, system pressure, temperatures, everything else. This icon row along the bottom lets you pick each bin and activate the bin to be automatically activated, and it's going to use the bin sensor to open each bin as necessary as the one behind it empties out. So that'll automatically open the bin in series at exactly the right time to let the trailer be unloaded one compartment at a time. It opens up the gates as necessary. The buttons down each side are individual control of the individual gates so that you can open and close the gates manually as needed or as desired if you don't want to use the automatic or if you need to open them for any other reason. On this screen we also have all the same functions as the screen at the back on the master. We're able to pick automatic or manual control. Most of the screens show your main pressures that you want to be able to monitor the system with. At any time you can go to the home screen, and that's the one where you get most of the features you want to be able to watch all the time. On this screen you have all the same functions. You can go into your settings and pick the settings to set up your set point pressures and able to run set point pressures or any of the other parameters that are set up to run the trailer with.